Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another LEGO Marvel Superheroes episode. In the last episode, we completed all of the missions, and we completed all the side missions of Deadpool. And between then and now, I have collected every single person, every single mini character that you can play as in LEGO Marvel, which is awesome. I've basically 100% did this game. All I didn't do was get the mini kits, which I don't really care for, and so it's 87% out of 100. So that being said, we can now rank every minifigure in this game. So first off is going to be Tony Stark. Tony Stark, I'm ranking a C. He's a very bland minifigure, but he does have the arc reactor in his chest, and you can distinctify him as Tony Stark, which is great. A lot of these civilian clothes minifigs, sometimes you can't distinctify who they are. So Tony Stark is going to start off with a C. Next is Tony Stark in underwear. All this basically adds to Tony Stark is it gets rid of his pants and gives us heart boxers and gives us an Iron Man helmet. So it doesn't really add much to this. You just get to see the Iron Man helmet design, and so I'm going to rank this a D. It's not very adding anything. And also, if you don't remember how we rank things here, S tier is for the best, and then it gets weaker and weaker from S to A to B to C to D. So D is the least. So this one's getting a D. And next up, we have Iron Man Heroic Age. This is very different from the other Iron Man suits because it doesn't have the helmet look. It's basically just a Lego minifigure painted. It doesn't have that much detail, even on like the chest. It has a weird arc design, or arc reactor design, which is cool, and the minifig head with the Iron Man mask is kind of cool too, but still doesn't do it for me. It's very bland minifig, and what I would expect from like Lego games beforehand that didn't give like classic molds. So I am going to give this one also a D tier because it doesn't do it for me like the other ones do. Next is Iron Man Heartbreaker, which this is a great Iron Man suit to get. Love the silver on it, love the silver on the chin. The design for the arc reactor is amazing. You can definitely tell it's a different suit, and the back is always something cool to look at. And I do like the Heartbreaker that gives the shoulder pads, but this is definitely a great starting off design. So I'm going to give this a B tier. Yeah, not the best Iron Man suit, but definitely high up there. I would say probably my second favorite, actually, Iron Man suit in this game. Next is Iron Man Mark 1. So definitely the chic Mark 1 design, very rusty. It looks like it was built by scraps in a cave. And love the back design of how it's just open, basically, just like gears and such. You can't fly in this suit, but that's for the use of the suit. I'm going to give this suit also a B. It's very nice of what it does, and you can definitely tell it's the Mark 1, so it definitely does the job and is very nicely detailed. Next is Iron Man Mark 6, which is the Iron Man suit in Iron Man 2. It's the very classic colors, and it has the diamond arc reactor. I'm not really a big fan of the diamond arc reactor, so this one really doesn't do it for me either, but you get to see the cool Iron Man helmet that we get, and it does have better better markings than the other one, but I'm still only going to give this a C though because I don't like the diamond arc reactor. Next is Iron Man Mark 7, which is the Iron Man suit in the Avengers, and it's the exact same printing as Iron Man Mark 6, but it has the circle arc reactor instead of the diamond one. Just for that little change though, it's the exact same suit, so I'm only going to give this a C tier as well because it's literally the exact same, and you get the circle arc reactor though. And lastly is Iron Man Mark 42, which I love this suit, love this design, love the golding on it. This is the one from Iron Man the 3. You have the classic Iron Man helmet that opens, and you get to use a laser, which is awesome. And yeah, it has a special place in my heart. So with this being my favorite suit in this game, it is getting an A rank because you gotta have Iron Man, the face of Marvel, having the A rank to start this off. Next up is Hulk, our first Big Fig ever being ranked on one of our ranking videos because this is the first game that had Big Figs in it. I'm going to rank this guy also A B because, and this is why, it's a great design and everything, but it has tan shorts and not the purple shorts, which I really would want. And I know in the other games he gets a better design with purple shorts and all. So definitely a solid character, solid start of the Big Figs, and definitely very basic Big Fig. Is very the classic one. There are Big Figs in this game that are like, wow, why isn't this an actual minifigure in real life? It's so detailed. But yeah, this one is definitely getting a B tier. Nice, solid start. And then we have the great transformation back into Bruce Banner, which gives us a more timid Bruce. Bruce is great for what they did, but he's not very distinctive. If you asked me who this minifigure was without me knowing it was Bruce Banner, I would have said the Jurassic Park guy. So for that, I'm gonna give him a D tier. He's not very noticeable, so he's definitely just getting a D tier. And then we get this lovely transformation back into the Hulk. And next up we have regular Spider-Man, which is a great classic comic book Spider-Man figure. You got the big spider on the back, got the little spider in the front. He web swings when you're on the ground, and just awesome how they did this Spider-Man. This is a very classic Spider-Man, very solid Spider-Man minifigure. So I am going to give this Spider-Man A tier because it is an amazing Spider-Man. Actually, I'm going to give this Spider-Man an S tier. Our first S tier of the game because you can't really get better than this. It has the great big white eyes. It looks like the comic Spider-Man. He's fantastic. Then you get this wonderful transformation of him going into a cocoon, and you get Peter Parker. And what's different about Peter Parker from Bruce Banner is I can actually tell that this is Peter Parker because he has the camera and the license, and he just looks like Peter. So, with this, I'm going to give him a C tier, and because I can actually tell that he is Peter Parker and he has the camera, which is awesome. Then you get the same transformation going back into Spider-Man. Next, we have Spider-Man Future Foundation, which, like most kids my age, or people my age, I say, but kids, when we played this game, this is the first time you ever learned about Future Foundation, which is the Fantastic Four in the future. And Spider-Man takes, obviously, Johnny Storm's place because Johnny dies, and so he is the fourth member in the Future Foundation. So you get this very sleek white and black look with the black spider being really big on the arms. Get these nice black eyes. This is definitely a solid Future Foundation suit, and everybody loved Future Foundation when I was a kid. That has now become a staple in every single game that you play. You always have Future Foundation and everything like that. So this is where it started off at, and this is why it is getting an A tier. Not as prominent as the S tier, but it's such a damn good minifigure, and he just turns back into regular Peter Parker. So next we have Captain America. And while I was playing this game, I kept hating on this Captain America suit, but it's honestly not that bad. It's the suit from the Avengers, which I'm not really a big fan of that suit, but you know, it's great. I don't like how he holds his shield though. His shield is great. I wish he held it more at the side and not in front of him because you can't really see the minifigure. I'm going to give him, with Captain America being my favorite Avenger, I'm going to have to give him a B tier for this suit. This suit is great. It's a very solid starting off point, but I know it gets better later on. Next up we have Captain America Classic, which is literally the exact same suit except for bright blue and a little different star design. And actually, I think I'm going to swap this because I really like this suit much better. I love the classic design more. I think I'm going to give this one a B and the other one a C because I really like this classic design better. You can actually see a lot of the features better in this. Very, very classic, very great start for Captain America. Next is classic Reed Richards, or Mr. Fantastic. He looks great in this game. I love how he becomes elongated and everything, and you can transform him into a teacup, which is definitely not necessary, but definitely a very cool thing to show that he can transform into things. And he goes back to normal. Very great with the white hair design, and very classic, and how he stretches and attacks is fucking awesome. I'm gonna give the regular Mr. Fantastic an A tier. I really wish that they made this character in real life like this. I know they make the movie version, but I want a classic version. So this is awesome. And next we have Future Foundation, which is the same head but has the black and white Future Foundation clothing, and it's very cool. It's not as detailed as Spider-Man's though, which I find kind of crazy, but yeah, definitely very cool. And I would give this one a B tier because it's definitely set the Future Foundation on the map, I feel like, for kids my age. So that is very cool. It takes away the it takes away the 4, gives the Future Foundation the go. Next is Hawkeye. Hawkeye is very solid because it's his Avenger design, but he definitely has better designs. In this game, it's not... I don't like the sleeveless shirt. The glasses are cool. I do not like the hair. Red and Black Hawkeye is cool when he's in Age of Ultron, but other than that, I would like the purple Hawkeye. He has his quiver on the back. I'm going to give this one a solid C. He's not that bad, but he's definitely not my favorite. Black Widow is next. She has the red hair, the blue on the body. She has dual pistols. And the best thing about her is that she has the bracelets, or the spider bites, on her wrist. But other than that, she's very plain. So I'll be giving this one also a C. They can do better, but you know, they had to dull it down, I guess, for this game. Next is the main man himself, Wolverine. This is a great design. I don't like the hair though, even though that is his hair. I like the cow version a lot, but you do have the classic yellow and blue Wolverine. I'm gonna give this one a C tier because definitely could have some improvement, but definitely a solid minifigure. Plus, you could just see the cowl on the back, and they should have just, if they didn't have the cowl on him, they shouldn't have gave him the cowl anyway. So definitely a solid C tier. But then you get Wolverine cowled, which I like this design way more. It gives you the yellow and brown suit, which is fucking awesome. And you have one of the greatest cowl pieces of all time, which is the yellow cowl. I have this minifigure in real life. It's amazing. I always wear my Wolverines with the cowl. So I'm going to give this one a solid A tier. Yeah, great design and great yellow and brown suit. The next one we get Human Torch, which I guess I should have just switched here, but this is classic Johnny, where you can shoot fire and everything, and he has the blonde hair. He's very bland. If he didn't have the blue 4 on him, I wouldn't know who it was, but definitely very classic. I'm going to give him a C tier for that. And then also we get his flame kind of alternative form, and for this flame one, it's not very detailed. I wish they would have gave him the suit like the 4, but they made him fire, because it's cool, and they have the fire effect around him. So for the fire suit, I'm gonna give it a D because it just kind of downgrades him, which is kind of crazy because I do actually have an attachment to this version of Johnny, because I actually used him throughout the game to get 100% the most time I spent as Johnny flying around. So I spent time out of most people, so he's very useful in this game, but his design is very basic, so that's why he's only getting a C tier. Sorry, Johnny. Next is Thor. Very classic Thor design from the Avengers movie. Love Mjolnir. The torso printing is great, but other than that, he's very bland. He has the longer hair, which I don't really care for, but that's how Thor is, so it looks very accurate. So I'm gonna give him a B tier. Very solid Avenger. You can't really improve much on Thor without giving him different haircuts and such. So that's why he is just gonna stay at a B tier, because it's very average, very solid minifigure. Next is Thor Classic, which is from the old comics and the old TV show. It basically just makes his torso more classic, and he gets the little like McDonald's eyebrows. I'm gonna give this one a D tier because I don't really like it. It's not like the classic Captain America suit, which I really adore. This one's just very basic, so I'm not really with it a lot, so I'm gonna set him at a D tier. Next is regular Cyclops, the blue and yellow Cyclops. Chef's kiss, mwah. The hairpiece is awesome. The face is awesome. The laser is amazing. And yeah, he's just a great Cyclops design. I'm gonna give him an A tier. I love this Cyclops design. I think it's amazing. So yeah, there's nothing else I can say. You can't really top perfection. So I'm gonna give him a solid A tier. Next is Astonishing X-Men, which is him from the Astonishing comics. And you don't get the hair, but you get the nice eye mask thing. And he's the blue and yellow suit. Very classic indeed from the Astonishing comics, which is why I'm going to give him a B tier. Very solid. Very excited when I saw this minifig come up to be able to unlock him. So, very exciting. Not as good as the original Cyclops, but definitely a very solid B. Next is Jean Grey. Jean Grey looks amazing. Red hair, the mask or whatever. I do like the version that you get in the X-Mansion more, which is, I know, a long time away from this with the shoulder pads, but definitely a great character design. I wish you could have gotten Marvel Girl as a variant for her, but definitely a cool design. I'm gonna give her a C tier because it's very kind of basic, not gonna lie. So, but yeah, very cool and very good starting line. But then you get Phoenix, which her Phoenix design is badass. Love when you fly, you get the little Phoenix wings on the fire, which is super cool. Got the orange aura, got the emblem and the the cloth around her, the like belt, I guess you should say. Great, definitely an improvement, and I'm giving her an A tier with Cyclops because she looks amazing in this form. I think it's better than her Jean Grey form by far. Next is Storm, which this Storm is okay. I don't really like. You can't really see how these are hooked onto them, so it's kind of weird. The black suit is okay. I do like some of the later designs for Storm in the minifigs. The hair is alright. I do like the tiara though. The tiara is probably my favorite part of this. But other than the design, this Storm is just meh to me. Very basic. I'm going to give it a C tier. It could definitely be way better, I feel like, in my opinion. Next is Beast. Beast gets the same haircut as Wolverine does, but he gets different little claws that he has. And yeah, other than that, his design is also very basic, very just blue man gorilla. So with that being said, I'm also going to give it a C because it's very basic, which I hate giving all these X-Men C's because X-Men are my favorite Marvel team, but I just wish that their designs were more detailed. I feel like they weren't given as much love as the Avengers were. And next is Iceman, and we love Iceman. Iceman's design is awesome. He gets to skate. He definitely tells detailed like ice. He is very detailed, even though he looks the plainest out of all of them, especially with the shooting ice and everything. And he's like melting kind of, and he just the way he walks is amazing. He is a solid A tier. We love Iceman. Iceman's one of the best mutants around. So yeah, definitely solid A. Love the design. Love his little ice details, which makes him great. Next is Invisible Woman. And the problem with her and Johnny is that they're both very plain. If you wouldn't have the 4 on them, you wouldn't know who she is. Other than that, she's cool, especially you can see her invisible blasts and stuff. But she's definitely going to get a C because her design is very basic. But what helps her out is she also has the Future Foundation form, which is actually more detailed than I think than Mr. Fantastic's Future Foundation and her original form, which is going to boost her up a letter grade in this form, giving her a B. She got the black and white and has the Future Foundation logo on her, which is awesome. Also, I just realized she has 2 black squares. Mr. Fantastic has the 2 black squares, but they're switched around, and I wonder if he has the 2 black squares switched around too, because next is the Thing. Whenever I used a big fig in this game, I use the Thing. I think he is great as a big fig. He is definitely more detailed. I would rather have the Thing as a big fig than as a small fig, which I know people usually do big small fig for the Thing, which I hate. His rocks are perfectly detailed. I think he's way more detailed than the Hulk, so which is why he's getting an A tier. I wish they made him, even in customs, it's hard to find blue shorts for him. So yeah, hopefully we get him soon. Next is the Future Foundation, which he gets the 3 and the 2 black squares in different locations. But I will say that his Future Foundation suit is actually less detailed than the other Future Foundation suits, and less detailed than his regular suit, which is kind of crazy. So he's actually going to go down a letter grade, and he's going to only be a B tier. Actually, I think I'm going to give him a C tier. His Future Foundation suit is not that cool. I prefer his original form. But yeah, definitely solid in rounding out the Future Foundation cast. Next is Nick Fury, and it's Samuel Jackson Nick Fury. So he looks like he does in the movies, but he's very plain, no shield logos on him or anything. He just has a blue shirt, and he has the eye patch. So I'm going to give him a D tier. I've never really liked Nick Fury's minifigures anyway, because I always felt like they were plain. I only have one of them in real life, and I never, ever have him out and about because I think he's so plain. So definitely not my favorite minifig. Next is Maria Hill. She is also, at least she has like shield logos on her, but she's still very plain. If you didn't tell me this was Maria Hill and you just said that this is a regular shield agent, I would honestly believe you. So yeah, she's also getting a D tier, and she only has a gun. So yeah, awesome. Next is Agent Coulson. He also has a shield badge on him, but what sets him apart is he has the big gun that he uses in the movie. And this big gun is awesome and brick built and amazing. For the gun alone, he has to go C tier, because you could definitely tell who this is with him and this gun, which is awesome. So he gets C tier alone for the gun, which is amazing. And next we get to start the next line of people, which is our first big fig that is not part of the story, which are not, they don't get from completing the story, which is Abomination. They went with the movie version of Abomination for this, and it makes it feel so much less detailed. I do like his shoulder spikes and his back spine though, and I think he's more detailed than the Hulk for having that, but he's not that detailed. I'm gonna give him a B tier, same as Hulk. Very classic big fig design, but I wish if they would have did the comic book version of Abomination, he would have been A tier, maybe even S tier, because I think that big fig is awesome. So yeah, just stick him at B. Next is Absorbing Man. What I really like about Absorbing Man is that he has the ball and chain, which is a very unique piece for Lego. But other than that, you cannot tell that this is Absorbing Man. If you asked me which character this is, I would say I have no clue. Unless you told me Marvel, then I would get Absorbing Man, because this is all that Absorbing Man is. But what would have made him better is if he could have actually changed form and absorbed something, and to make him like concrete or something, which would have been cool. If he like attacked, he would have like turned into concrete or something, then it would have been cool. But other than that, he's just a very plain person, and he's going to be getting a D tier. Next is the AIM Soldier. This AIM Soldier is very nice. I love that the AIM costume that they have is the classic black and yellow. I'm going to give the AIM Soldier a C tier, because I think this minion is a very cool minion to have, and I wish that they had these minifigures in real life. So he is going to be getting a C tier. I'm going to start going faster with these, because I realized that we are already 24 minutes in, and I'm only starting the second row. So these are going to be starting to get more faster. Next is Aldrich Killian. I have this minifigure in real life. and he's very basic. I don't really like Aldrich Killian that much anyway. He only gets the red face when you shoot fire out of your mouth. Other than that, he has just the vain, very just white face, the glow in the dark face that they gave him. I don't know why they would give him the glow in the dark face in this game, but and then make his hands a different color. It looks kind of wonky. He's definitely just only going to be getting a D tier. Don't really like the suit all that much, so yeah. D tier. Next, Ant-Man. Classic Ant-Man at that, which is Hank Pym. Obviously, this is before they had the Ant-Man movie, so they gave him classic Ant-Man's helmet and everything. And for the helmet alone, I think he has to get a B tier. He's a very solid Ant-Man minifigure, but definitely B tier at that. The only really cool and really detailed part is the helmet. The other parts of him is very just bland. So definitely B tier, B tier, B tier. Next is Archangel with the silver wings. The silver wings are fucking fantastic and they fly. It's amazing. I do hate in this game how they only have Archangel and not regular Angel. But this character alone is fantastic. I even bought a custom minifigure of him in this form just because I loved this minifigure so much. I have to give it an S tier. The silver wings do it for me, and the design is fantastic. It was very much like Archangel, and you can tell that's the Archangel, and I think it's the very best designed X-Men mutant, I should say, in this whole game. So he's getting an S tier, and he's an S tier in my heart. Next is Arnim Zola, and Arnim Zola is a fantastic minifigure with the head and the face in the middle. I wish he was an actual minifigure in real life, and you can shoot the laser from his top. Very, very classic design. A very great design, actually. I'm going to give him an A tier because this Arnim Zola minifigure is amazing. I do wish they made him in real life. Next is Aunt May. Aunt May, actually, it's kind of a very boring minifigure. She's got the purse, and that's all she can do. If you told me, guess who this is, I would just say an old lady. I wouldn't guess she was Aunt May. So yeah, I'm going to give her a D tier. Sorry, Aunt May, but you're just not that detailed, and I could not tell that it was Aunt May from this. Next is Beetle. I love Beetle. I used Beetle when I had to use either the rockets or the laser. I would not go over to Iron Man. I would go over to Beetle. I love Beetle from the show that he was in, that he aired in. His design is amazing. Love his wings. Love his face. Love when he flies. He reminds me of a cooler killer moth, which is great. Love the character. Love the design. The design is peak. I wish I had this minifigure in real life, which I do not. My roommate does, and I'm very jealous that he has it. So he is going to be getting a solid A tier. Love this. Actually, I'm going to do it. I'm going to give him an S tier. This design is amazing. He is a great Lego minifigure design. S tier, S tier, S tier. Next is Black Bolt. Black Bolt is actually, his torso is quite detailed for being just a rando that you find on the street. He flies and he gets his little wings that he flies around with, which is very cool. And he has his little sonic burst from shouting and stuff. And, you know, very great design otherwise. But I think I'm going to give him a C tier though, because the only very designed part on him is his chest. So yeah, B or C tier for Black Bolt. Next is Black Cat. She doesn't have a whip, which is very saddening. But she's very well designed, I guess, for what Black Cat is. Very classic Black Cat uniform, you know. Got the leg printing, got the arm printing, got the hair, got the mask, got the chest. I think I'm gonna give this one a. I'll give this one a B tier because you can't really do more with Black Cat. It's a very classic Black Cat design, so definitely a B tier. Just wish I would have gave her mask, but or not her mask, her whip. Next is Black Panther. This Black Panther design is kind of cool because it's before the Black Panther movie. So you have the very classic T'Chaka design, very African design of Black Panther. You have the mask, which is a very bulky mask, and the cape, which where he wears a cape and has the dual-sided cape. this Black Panther for what it is very great. I definitely think I enjoy the movie version better, obviously, because it's more sleek, but this is definitely a good start, especially when they didn't have the movies to base it off of. So I'm going to give it a B tier. Next up is Blade. Blade is not very detailed. I like the tattoo on the back, but his hair is atrocious. And other than that, he is very simple. But the one thing I do like about Blade is his sword movements. And the best thing about him is he's the only sword person that can actually just throw his sword and have a ranged attack, which is very cool. The fact that they have Blade in this game is kind of a miracle just in general. So I'm going to give this character a B tier just for him being in the game. It's the only kind of Lego minifigure we have of him. He does come in the Daily Bugle set, and I think he looks better in the Daily Bugle set. But with this classic, very bland, I'm going to give him B. Next up is the Blob, which for a big minifigure is cool because he's like super fat, which is awesome. He definitely goes into the source material because they picked the Blob from the movie, which actually is kind of just the same as in the comics too. Blue and yellow. I'm going to give him a C tier just because he's very basic minifigure. The only cool thing about him as being a big fig and what sets him apart is that he's like super fat for a big fig, but that's about it. So definitely bland and C tier. Next is Bullseye. I think Bullseye is a better version of Black Bolt, and when I was a kid I actually couldn't tell them apart, but definitely love the design, love the cards that you can shoot as him. Very classic Bullseye design. Love him. Great way to start him off. So definitely B tier, solid B tier for Black Bolt. Next up is Captain Britain. The helmet for Captain Britain is okay. I think they do a better job of him in the other games, I'm pretty sure, but I love how he flies with the red and blue and white sparkles, and yeah, he the only thing that sets him back is the helmet design. I wish they would have had a better, not chunky helmet for him that fit his face better. I'm gonna give him a B tier. There's definitely room for improvement, and I think they do give him a room for improvement, but just with that, it's not that good. Next is Carnage. Carnage's design in this game is fantastic. Love the back detail, love the front detail, love the eye details. He is definitely great, and you can web sling as him, and he is awesome. Love his design. And he is going to be getting another. I think I'm going to give him an A tier. I like his design better than Venom's, so I think I'm going to give him an A tier. Great design for Carnage. Next is Cyclops, and like I said in the game, Cyclops is actually the only minifigure. Sometimes you're like, man, I want a minifigure to be a big fig, but you never really want the opposite. And honestly, for me, Colossus is the only big fig that I wish was a minifig, because I don't think Colossus should be a big figure. His design is great in this. I love the silver arms, and I love the shoulder pads as they give him as a big fig, and he definitely looks like Colossus. I'm going to give him a B tier, but I do wish he was a minifig, because if he was a minifig, I probably would rank him higher. That's just my opinion, though. I don't know if people often share that opinion of mine, but yeah. Next is Curt Connors. Curt Connors, the only thing special about him is that he's missing an arm. So in this form, I'm going to give him a D tier, because he just looks like a scientist that's missing an arm. But you get this awesome transformation of him, where he grows his arm and becomes the lizard. And with this lizard form, I'm going to give this lizard form a B tier, because it's an amazing lizard form. I wish we had this big fig in a real Lego set, not the small minifig that we get. This lizard minifigure is awesome. Pure great, because it has it's a great big fig with the tail and the head, and he has the scientist coat and the purple pants. He looks very classic lizard-esque, which is why he's getting. Actually, I'm gonna give him an A tier. He is better than the Hulk and the Abomination design as a big fig, so he deserves the A tier. And you get this great transformation back into Curt Connors. Next is Damage Control. Nothing special about him. He's literally just a construction worker. That's the Damage Control logo on his pouch. He literally has nothing else going for him, so he is getting a D tier. Next is Daredevil. Very classic Daredevil design. Love his stick It's kind of weird that it doesn't go into 2 ever, it just stays in the 1, except for when you jump around with the rope. Very classic Daredevil design, very great design, I should say. I will give this one a solid B tier. I do feel like there's still room to grow, but definitely varies. Actually, there's definitely room to grow, but it's actually very peak Daredevil. I really don't think you can get better than this. So actually, I'm going to up it to an A tier. I think it's a solid A tier, and you can't really get much better. I wish his sticks were broken apart, but that's just something else. And Deadpool. Deadpool, you get the 2 swords, and you get his 2 guns, and it's just fantastic. Love how he jumps, love how he like Naruto runs, and both his way he runs are cool, and he jumps very cool. Deadpool is definitely what an S character is in this game, so he's definitely getting an S tier. You can't really make Deadpool better in this game, in my sense. He is fantastic. Next is the Destroyer minifig, and I like the Destroyer. He doesn't open up his mouth when he shoots lasers, which is a down point, but definitely a cool silver minifig with great line detail and the incredible mask. I'm gonna give him a B tier. He's a very solid minifig interpretation of what should be a brick-built figure, which is fantastic. Next is Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom is a great minifigure. He is kind of plain, but I don't mind the electric mix-up for it. I love his face printing, and his chest is very bland. But definitely a solid minifigure. Definitely going to be a B tier for me. I think Magneto is also cooler designed in this game, and Loki is a better design in this game. So out of the 3 main villains, I think he definitely is the least good design, but definitely a solid B. Next is just the regular comic book Octopus. I own this design in real life. I love the design on him. The lab coat with the thing around his chest, the little bowl cut he has, and his glasses, and the back design is amazing. You get to see the 4 places where his things should be. And I really love the tubes as the arms, and the arms are made incredibly. I think for this, I'm going to give him a solid A. This Dr. Octopus is definitely, when you think of Dr. Octopus, you definitely think of this minifigure. He is amazing. So yeah, solid A tier Dr. Octopus. Next is Dr. Optimus in the Ultimate form from the Ultimate TV show. I do think they gave this design a great look for what it's based off of, but I do prefer the other design more. Plus, they kept the same arms for him. I wish they would change the arms as well, but, you know, what can you do? I don't think the arm should have been... I think the arm should have been black and red, but it's whatever. I think I'll give this guy a B tier, especially because the arms are still fantastic, but the minifig is not as cool as the classic, in my opinion. Next is Doctor Strange, and this is classic Doctor Strange because this is before the movie was made. I love the cape with the yellow edges. The classic Eye of Agamotto is amazing, and the classic chest piece is great. The classic mustache and the classic hair, which is awesome. Definitely going to give this guy... I do not like how he has the stars when he's flying, though. Very, very weird. I'm going to give him a solid B tier. Definitely room for improvement, but I love the classic design for Doctor Strange. It looks very, very cool. But it also doesn't have the yellow gloves like the classic Doctor Strange does. So definitely just going to be getting a B tier. Next is a Doombot. Doombot is a very classic villain. He doesn't really have any distinctive features, and if you didn't give him the name Doombot, I would have not known that he belonged to Doctor Doom. I would just thought he was a robot bad guy. So he's definitely getting a D tier. But on the other side is the Doombot V series. I love this Doombot. His mask is fucking awesome. I love the little spike printing on him, and the other printing is fantastic. I'm gonna also give him a B tier, same as Hulk, and I think that's just because of his mask. Because his mask is great. I would have probably put him in C tier if he didn't have that cool mask, but he definitely has just a great killer design. So B tier. Next is Dormammu. Dormammu has a great design because it's the comic book design as well, and I love the flaming skull and the shoulder piece he has, and I wish they were actual Lego minifigures pieces. I think he's better than the Doctor Strange design for just the head alone, so I'm going to give him an A tier. And then going on to Drax. This is before the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. So all the Guardians of the Galaxy actually have their comic book designs. So you get the green Drax with the red tattoos. One thing I really like is how he throws his size, which is very cool design. I'm going to give him a solid B tier. I definitely think there could be improvements. I don't necessarily think the movie version is improvements, but I just think you definitely could have some just improvements in general. But definitely solid minifig. Next is regular Electro. I fucking love this minifigure. I wish we had this minifigure in real life. We only have the ultimate version of Electro, but I really wish we had a classic version of Electro. The mask is fantastic. Love the custom mold for the mask and how it fits his face. Very cool design. I'm going to give him an A because I really wish I had this minifigure in real life. So definitely A design for me. Next is the ultimate version of Electro, and he's just a blue minifig with a lightning strikes on him. I'm gonna give this guy a C rating because he's kind of bland. He kind of looks like Iceman a little bit. If you didn't give the electricity marks, I would have thought he was Iceman, but definitely still a cool design anyway. And plus, it's the design you get in Lego minifigure form, which I guess is cool. I guess. Next is Elektra. Elektra has a great design. Like the bandana that she has. Love how she throws her size. Very classic Elektra design. Gonna give her a B as well. Can't really get better than this for her. Next is Emma Frost. Emma Frost is a great minifig in this game. She's greatly designed. You can definitely tell that she's Emma Frost, and what makes her the best is her diamond form. You get her diamond form, and you get how she looks in her how detailed she is, and she actually looks like she's made of diamonds, which is great. So she is going to get an A tier from me because the diamond form and her regular form are great designs. Next, we're getting the Frost Giant, which is the only minifig that doesn't look like his icon because it doesn't have the mask on it. He has like the little ice axe, which I guess is kind of cool, but definitely a very bland minifig, so definitely getting a D tier. Next is the minifig form of Galactus. His helmet is amazing. He is very detailed in his chest, legs, and helmet. Definitely going to be giving him an S tier. This is what Galactus as a minifig should look like. He is very prominent in this game, and he looks very menacing. Definitely love the helmet and everything about him, so definitely S tier. Next is Gambit. Gambit looks great. Got the trench coat, got the purple stick, got the hair. You can throw cards, which is great. Awesome. You can't really ask for a better Gambit. The only thing that throws me off is I wish they had a trench coat piece and maybe a better hair piece. I'm gonna give him an A tier. Very solid. I like my X-Mansion Gambit better though, so I'm going to just give him a solid A tier. Next is Gamora. Classic Gamora at that, with the green skin and the yellow eyes. She's also the only X-Men that has a custom thing, and she can throw her sword just like Blade, which is very cool. So I'm going to give her a B tier along with Drax. I think that there definitely could be improvement, but definitely not that whole much, and I like her design. Next is Ghost Rider, which his skull is pretty cool. I love the flaming ability on it, but other than that, he's very bland. I do like how he attacks with the chains, though. The fire chains are a great touch, and it's very, very cool. I'm going to give him a C, though, because he's just a very bland Ghost Rider. I think if they gave him a better design, he would have been better. But yeah, it's just simple C tier. Next is Green Goblin. Green Goblin has a great design in this game. Love the ears, love the hat, love the little satchel with the leg printing. But the best part is that he actually comes with his glider, and the glider is awesome to fly around in. I love the glider's design. It's very simple. I also like his little pumpkin bombs that he has, which is great as well. I'm gonna give him an S tier along with Spider-Man. His and Spider-Man designs are one of the greatest designs in this game. So yeah, S tier, S tier, S tier. And next is Green Goblin Ultimate. I think for a big fake Green Goblin, they did great, especially adapting the source material with the head and everything. I'm going to give him a B tier as well, just because he's good for what he looks like, but other than that, it's just kind of a meh figure, meh design. The head is the best part of this figure, so definitely a B tier. Next is Groot. Groot honestly should not be this bulky in my opinion. I'm not really sure if Groot was really this bulky in the comics, but I do like the he has kind of the Abomination torso. He does actually have the Abomination torso, and then his head is just different. I'm gonna give him a B tier. I like the custom Groot that I have, which he's like a lanky Groot, and I don't really like the bulkiness of Groot. Groot should be lanky in my opinion, like a tree, but very great big figure design. I would not want him as a minifigure, so they did the best that they had because it was either the minifig or the big fig. So I'm glad they picked the big fig instead of the minifig. So I do like the helmet. I mean the face. The face is a very standout minifig face. So love that. Next is Gwen Stacy. Gwen Stacy is very normal, and her face is messed up. I honestly didn't know who this was when getting her, and then it was like Gwen Stacy. I was like, oh okay. But yeah, her face is kind of fucked up every time I spawn her in, and it's like that every time. So I'm gonna give her a D tier because her face is fucked up. And the only thing that distincts her out from is the black headband, so definitely not that distinctive. Next is Havoc. Havoc is a great X-Men minifig because I love the glowing blue. He is amazing. His chest features are amazing. His glowing blue is awesome, and he has the hair, red hair, and I love the beam that he shoots out with like the sonic pulses from it. It's so cool. I actually don't think you can get better of a Havoc. I'm gonna give him an A tier for sure. Great character design. Next is Heimdall. I love the sword design for Heimdall, and I love the helmet design, and he has pretty good shoulder guards too, which is pretty great. So yeah, definitely cool design for Heimdall. Very standard, I feel like. I'm gonna give him an A tier for the helmet. The helmet is fantastic looking. He's just an all-around great looking minifig. Next is Herbie. I actually don't really like this Herbie design. I don't like that the toilet bowl is around him, and he looks pregnant. I'm going to give this one a D tier because I think they could have done better with the brick-built Herbie. Next is Howard the Duck. Howard the Duck, he has a rocket launcher for some weird reason. He has his little hat, and he has his little webbed feet. I'm going to be giving him a C tier because he's better than a D, but he's still not that much better. And he can't really do much. He's just kind of a duck. So yeah, C tier. Hydra Agent. This Hydra Agent is super cool. Love the design of him. Very classic Hydra soldier look. Honestly, for what a Hydra soldier is, they nailed this on the butt. I would really want to have him as a soldier. I even might have him as a soldier or as a minifig, but I don't know. I'm gonna give him a C tier either way because it's a great minion design. Next is Iron Fist. I love the way he fights in this game. It's very, very cool. And he has the glowing fist when he fights, which is very cool. I love that they have the yellow and green design. The mask is awesome. The face is awesome. I'm going to be ranking him a B minifigure. I don't think they could really get him to be better. So yeah, B tier for Iron Fist. Next is Iron Man Hulkbuster. I do like this Hulkbuster design, I'm not gonna lie. It's a big fig version of Hulkbuster, which is cool. I just don't like the gold thing on the back. I know that they did this for the story to get Mandarin out, but they could have really just taken away from and made it like red with the others. Other than that, it's a very cool Hulkbuster design, especially because you didn't have him in the movies yet, and they chose the big fig instead of brick built because they didn't have brick built at the time. Which is cool. I like the shoulder pads on it. Very cool Hulkbuster suit. I'm going to be giving it an A tier because you can't really, without making it brick built, you can't really, make this better. So, and I like how they shoot the arms with the big face stuff. So definitely A tier. Next is J. Jonah Jameson. He's a very classic looking minifigure. He throws a paper at people, but he looks like J. Jonah Jameson. But he does have just a classic design, which I'm just gonna give him a C tier. Nothing really special. Next is Juggernaut. Juggernaut is peak Juggernaut. I wish we had the Juggernaut minifig like this in, you know, where I can buy him. He's very classic looking. He's very great looking. Great big fig. I'm going to give Juggernaut an S tier because you can't actually improve on Juggernaut minifig. I think this is a perfect Juggernaut and a perfect design for this game. So definitely S tier. Next is Kingpin. This is also a great big fig design. Love the suit, love everything, love the cane that he gets with the gun, love his bald head and how they make it look. I think this is a very classic Kingpin design, and I wish this Kingpin design was in real life. Love the big fig. He is getting an an S tier as well. Next is a Kingpin henchman. He's a very bland guy, just a guy in a pinstripe suit. He's getting a D tier, not enough design or anything to change anything for me. Next is Kraven. So for Kraven minifigures, this is actually probably the worst I've seen. I like how he fights, and I like the spirit that they gave him, but they gave him a... he looks tired with the eye marks around him. The vest is cool, but it doesn't have like enough fur. I wish they had the fur color pieces at this point, and it looks kind of just like he's wearing a crop top. It's kind of weird looking. I think they could have made him a lot better. I'm going to give him a D tier, though, because I would not want a Kraven that had a design like this. Next is Curse, and Curse is one of my favorite big figs in this game. I'm giving him an S tier. Classic Curse is an amazing big fig minifigure, and I wish I had him in this, like this, in Lego form. Great big fig design, and I wish all other big fig designs had as much detail as this guy had. Great big fig, S tier. Next is Lao Fei, and I honestly think that he is so bland. The only thing that makes him different is that he has that little crown against his head, but I don't like how he's crouched down the whole time. You can't ever see his face, which is really weird. I'm giving him a D tier. He's very bland, and he's just like bitch slapped his people. Definitely could have been bigger, especially because he's a frost giant. They should have made him big figs. Next is Leader. This Leader design is fucking fantastic. Love his big head and how they did it. Love the hair piece on it. I'm going to give this guy an S tier. You really can't improve on this Leader design. It's very, very solid and a classic Leader. S tier. Next is Lady Liberty. I do not wish that they gave this as a minifig. It's very weird to have her as a minifig. She doesn't do anything. She just punches and kicks. And she has her tablet and the torch. But it's very, very weird and just a Lady Liberty design. And she definitely just doesn't move. She just stands there. Oh, and then she winks. D tier. Solid Lady Liberty design, but not solid for my liking in this game. Next is Loki. Loki's design is very great in this game. He has the scepter, which is cool, but you definitely have the cool helmet piece that hasn't changed for Loki since, but I don't think they should because it's actually very classic. He has great design, and the green cape. I mean, definitely a great look design, and I'm giving him an A tier. You can't really change perfection, really, so this is definitely a great look design. A tier. Next is Magneto's design. Love Magneto's design. His helmet is fantastic. The purple cape is great. Great chest printing and everything. He's a great character for this design. I'm giving him an S tier because he's a fantastic Lego minifigure that I don't think can get approved upon in any way. So definitely S tier. Next is Magneto Acolyte. She's just a girl in a purple and red jumpsuit with electricity. She's not really a named person, so she's getting a D tier. Her costumes, whatever, but yeah, nothing to go on, so it's alright. Next is Classic Malekith. I love that they gave them the classic form in this with the half blue, half black, and with the half red, half black suit. Other than that, pretty cool. I don't like his hair piece in this. He can just shoot fireballs, which is kind of plain, but I think the design, the chest piece makes up for it. He's gonna get a solid B tier. Love this design. Definitely couldn't ask for more, except for maybe a change of hair and making, I guess, the face kind of better, but definitely a great start. Next is the Mandarin in the film, which is Trevor Slattery, but okay, I like it, but he can't do anything, but the design is very cool. but it's whatever. It's a whatever minifigure. I'm gonna give him a B tier because I really like the design. But other than that, it's kind of just bleh. I would probably have used this for my actual Mandarin minifigure and just gave him rings. Then you have the actual Mandarin, which is a very cool design. I love his little chest thing that he has, and I love the rings too, except for they only give him like fireball abilities, which kind of sucks. But yeah, definitely like this Mandarin. I'm gonna give him an A tier because this is the actual Mandarin and he has the rings, which is great. Great design. Next is Mary Jane, which she's very classic, but she has the tank top, the Spider-Man heart tank top, which is great. She has the red hair, very classic minifigure. Gonna give her a C tier because you can definitely tell who it is, but it's definitely very plain. Next is Mastermind. Mastermind is a cool villain to have in this game, but when you unlock him, he doesn't do shit. He doesn't, and his torso, his design doesn't look the best. He's just an old man with like a purple bow tie. Cool character to add in it, but it's very classic design, and I wish that he would have done something when you unlocked him instead for just punch and kick. So definitely a D tier. Definitely could have done more. Next is the Mini Sentinel. The Mini Sentinel is a great designed minifig with the head and the body and everything. And the head is great and has a great design. I think S tier. Great Sentinel design as a minifig, and if you wanted a minifig Sentinel, this is definitely where you go for it. Definitely cool looking, so definitely S tier. Next is MODOK, and MODOK, this is the best MODOK design we've ever gotten. I wish I had a MODOK, and I wish I have this MODOK with as the minifig in the seat with a big ass head. I'm gonna give this one also an S tier because you actually cannot get better than this MODOK design. So yeah, definitely peak MODOK. Next is Moon Knight. You get the classic Moon Knight with just the pure white. There's not really much to say about it. He is just pure white, and he has the crescent shape. But it's kind of thrown weird, which kind of sucks. So I definitely think I'm gonna rank him lower. I think I'm gonna rank him a C tier because it definitely could have improvement, but he's just kind of bland in this game. He's just a pure white character, know nothing about. So definitely just a C. Miss Marvel is a great design. She definitely is just like what her design is supposed to be. Very kind of classic looking. Definitely C tier because it's definitely just a classic looking Miss Marvel minifig, and there's nothing wrong with that. C tier. Mysterio is a great fucking thing. It's very classic Mysterio-esque looking with the design, and the fishbowl is amazing. I'm gonna give him an A tier. Great Mysterio design. Love the fishbowl. Everything is fantastic. Another A that I'm gonna be giving is Mystique. The skull designs are great with the hair and the torso and everything. I love how you can just change to whoever is in your vicinity. So in here you change to a shield agent. Other places you change into other people. So definitely very cool touch. I need you to go back to Mystique for me. Thank you. But definitely A tier. Next is Nightmare. Didn't know Nightmare was in this game. I love the beam that you shoot at him though, but the only distinctive feature is the hair, I think, with the ears in him. Other than that, he's very classic. He's just a very bland character. He has like a little stink cloud that goes with him everywhere. I'm gonna give him a C tier, just because it's surprising that he's in the game, but he's not very designed well. So definitely C tier. Next is Nova, regular Nova, in the yellow and red suit. Look, the blast he gives. The helmet doesn't seem to quite fit him that well because it kind of covers his mouth, but still a cool design. I'm gonna give him a C tier. Definitely could be improved upon, but definitely great. Minifig. Next is Pepper Potts. Regular Pepper Potts. I'm gonna give her you never really tell it's Pepper Potts, but I'm not really a big fan of this outfit or look or hairpiece or anything, so I'm gonna give her a D tier. Can definitely be improved upon. Next is Rescue. This Rescue design is very great. I love the helmet that they used for Rescue. I love the design that they gave her. I'm gonna give her a B tier. This Rescue suit is very solid, so definitely a B tier. Next is Polaris. for being Magneto's daughter. I love her hairpiece with the little crown tiara thing. She is very great lead design. She is kind of bland though. I'm only going to give her a C tier because they definitely could have done more in her design. But the hairpiece is what makes her really stand out, and you can tell that's Polaris. So very, very cool. Next is Power Man or Luke Cage. I know they designed him off of the of the TV show, but I'm not a really big fan of his look here with the yellow and black and just the black shades. I wish they would have just rather gave us a Luke Cage design, not the Power Man from the TV show. I'm gonna give him a C tier. Could have improved a lot, but he's just kind of bland. Next is Professor X. I love his floating chair in this game. Green suit is okay. But other than that, he's just very kind of bland. Attacks, but the seat really is what does it for me. I'm gonna give him a B tier. Definitely cool design, definitely cool concept with the floating seat, but yeah, definitely B tier. Next is Psylocke. Love her purple design. Love her sword that she got. I wish it was a more detailed sword, but I guess I don't wish it was more detailed. The detail on it is fucking amazing. I wish that she had a different piece for her sword. I don't like the little talon piece that they picked for use of her sword. Other than that, she's very bland, but she's still a very cool minifig. I am going to give her a C tier though, but the weapon is fantastic. I think that's what makes her the Psylocke minifigure Psylocke. Next is Punisher. Very classic Punisher design. Love the skull on it. Skull is amazing. Very classic Punisher. I'm giving him an A tier. You can't really improve on this more. It's just kind of up there with Daredevil. So yeah, great design. Next is Pyro. This Pyro design is fucking fantastic. You got the little pack on the sides. The only thing that he could have had tubes on the back of his things from the backpack to his hands, but other than that, it's actually just a solid minifigure. You can definitely tell it's Pyro. B rank. He's getting ranked B. Next is Red Hulk. Red Hulk has a great design. He's just like Hulk. He has the black pants and the gray haircut. He's also getting a B because he's exactly like regular Hulk, but red. And he's great. And then you get to change, and the changes that he gets to become General Ross. General Ross looks great. Has a great minifig design. You can definitely tell it's him. I'm going to give him a C tier instead because you can definitely tell it's General Ross. But yeah, definitely like the design of Red Hulk and General Ross. Next is Red Skull. Red Skull has a very cool design with his very sleek Nazi attire, or Hydra attire, and I love the Red Skull detailing on him. Very classic minifigure. Going to be giving him a B tier. Can't really improve on this. Next is Rhino. This Rhino minifigure is fantastic. I wish we would have gotten a Rhino Big Fig. You can't really top this Rhino Big Fig, in my opinion. This is going to be getting an S tier because I wish we had him in real life, and we don't, and it's just perfect. I can't see you perfecting Rhino any better, so definitely S tier for me. Next is Rocket, which is the comic book version. You get the very big gun like Rocket usually has, and you get the Rocket raccoon tail and face. I'm going to give him a B tier. All the Guardians are seeming like they're getting B tiers, but definitely could be better. I wish they would have given more detailing. His suit is kind of plain, but yeah, definitely just a B tier. Next is Ronin, the Accuser, which is very classic Ronin with the green and yellow. And I love his hammer design. I'm going to be giving Ronin also a B tier. I really wanted to give him an A, but I really couldn't give him more of an A because he's just not that well designed. Definitely B, though. I could tell him B. Yeah, definitely B tier. Roxxon guard. He's just Roxxon. The only thing you can tell him apart by making him Roxxon is the hat. He's going to be getting a D tier. Not that much detail. Next is Sabretooth. Sabretooth is a great design. I wish they would have gave him the fur of this to the fur on Kraven, but the hair is great. The claws are great. Perfect Sabretooth design. I wish he wasn't just crouched all the time. I'm going to be giving him a B tier. If he wasn't so crouched all the time, I would give him more. I think I would have given A tier, but you can't really see him that well, so Sabretooth is just going to be a B. Next is Sandman. Sandman is great. I love the things he makes when he fights. It's fantastic. This is a great Sandman minifigure. And plus he turns into a sandcastle, which is really cool. And when he shoots, he turns into a cannon, and he has a very great transformation screen. And I love when he turns into a cannon, which is great too. And so I'm going to be giving Sandman an A tier because he's great, and I love the constructs he makes when he fights. Next is Sandman Goon, which is just regular. He has a rifle, kind of. The only thing that's cool is that he has this little sand effect on him. Sand monster. He's a great. They should have made a Clayface like this because Clayface looks like a good Clayface. I'm going to be giving him a D tier though because he is kind of just bland. The only good thing that's going for him is the sand effect that he has on him. Even then, it's just kind of meh. Next is She-Hulk. Very solid She-Hulk design. Kind of bland, but definitely can tell it's She-Hulk for what's working with. And green skin, green hair. No, great. So just going to be giving a solid C tier. Next is a Shield Agent. He is very bland, but he does have the Shield logo on him. But he's really a nobody. So he is also going to be getting a D tier. Next is Shocker, and if you know anything about Shocker and me, is that you know that Shocker is a fantastic Spider-Man villain. I fucking love Shocker. And so I think that this design is a fucking fantastic Shocker design. I do wish they would have not given him lasers and stuff. They would have just gave him earthquakes like he is supposed to be. But the suit design is amazing. Love this Shocker. Wish we got him as a minifigure like this too. But I'm going to give him a solid B tier. Love the Shocker design. One design that I actually really like, which is crazy because not a lot of people know who he even is, and he's going to throw a sword too, is Silver Samurai. I love him. He's a Wolverine villain. Love how silver and shiny he is. And his suit is amazing. Love the silver samurai look. He attacks great. He looks awesome. I'm giving him an A tier. That's how much I like this Silver Samurai design, and I wish he would get more love. Next is Silver Surfer. You get the same silver logo, or the same silver-esque look, and it's very bland. And the great thing about him is his surfboard that he can fly around on. That's probably the best thing about his character is the surfboard. I'm going to give him a solid B tier. There's not really much you can do with Silver Surfer, but definitely a great minifig. Next is Spider-Woman. Very classic Spider-Woman. I'm going to give her an... Oh, she can fly? Weird. I'm going to give her a C tier. You can't really do much with Spider-Woman, but I think that her printing on the chest could be better, and his face printing could, I guess, be a little bit more detailed. It's kind of big, I guess, but definitely could be better. Next is Squirrel Girl. Her design is great. She is very classic Squirrel Girl, and I love the face design with things and a little squirrel tail. Gonna give her a C tier too. She can throw squirrels as well, but definitely a very classic Squirrel Girl design. C tier. Next is Stan Lee. Stan Lee is a great addition. Was not expecting him. He can shoot webs. He can have laser eyes. He can do that. He can web sling, and the piece of resistance he can turn into Stan Lee Hulk, which is amazing. Big. I'm just going to rank him all together, and he is going to be an S tier. Stan is always an S tier, and he is exactly what we want in Stan Lee. He is perfect by any means. S tier. Next is Star-Lord. I love the classic Star-Lord design. I don't like his elemental guns, but the classic design of Star-Lord is fantastic. I love the helmet, love the chest design, everything. He looks perfect. I'm going to give him an A tier. I think he's the only Guardians character that didn't get a B tier, but I do think that he deserves it because he is very well designed. Next is Superior Spider-Man. For Superior Spider-Man, it looks awesome. I wish that the arms weren't droid arms though, but other than that, the head is amazing. It has the black webbing and the cool looking eyes, and the black spider on it is very, very cool. I'm going to be giving it a B tier. A very solid Spider-Man suit. Definitely could have done more, but you know, whatever. Next is Super Scroll, and he can shoot the blast. He can turn invisible and stuff like that. I guess he can fly like him too, and I'm guessing he can be very strong and stuff. I don't know. He's very bland Scroll. For being Super Scroll, he looks very bland. I'm gonna give him a C tier, because at least they added Super Scroll, but they could have made him more detailed and better. I don't really like the ears and the hat that they gave him, so definitely a solid C tier. Next is a symbiote scientist. Why, he, oh, and they has like the arm. I'm gonna give him a D tier though. No named person with a symbiote on him. Nothing really that special. And then same with the hazard scientist. Literally the same thing, but it's a person in a hazmat suit, giving him a D tier as well, because he's not really that special or anything. Next is Taskmaster. Taskmaster's design is very cool in this, especially with the shield. And he has a cool bow and stuff, mimicking all of the things of a person, of an Avenger. Love the design on him, love the shield, everything. He's great looking. I'm going to give him an A tier. They actually can't really improve on this Taskmaster design. I love it, and I wish he was an actual person. Next is Toad. The best thing about Toad is his tongue. Otherwise, his design is kind of meh, but the tongue is a fantastic feature. Other than that, though, he's just kind of meh. I'm going to give him a C tier, but the tongue is fucking awesome. Next is Union Jack. Very classic Union Jack design, very slim fitting. I think that it's a very cool minifig to have, and I wish I had it in real life. I'm going to give him a B tier though, because you can't really do much with Union Jack. But definitely cool design, very sleek. Definitely a B tier. Venom, I'm also giving a B tier too. Very classic Venom design. Love the tendrils on his back. Love his face. Love his spider design. And one of the coolest things about Venom is that he can actually go into Big Fig form. And I love the design, the transition from minifig to Big Fig. And the Big Fig Venom, I'm gonna give an A to, because it's a great looking Venom Big Fig. And I think you gotta have the Big Fig Venom with the small Fig Venom. I think it works as both. So definitely cool, and plus the transition to getting back to Little Fig Venom is actually still super cool as well. And yeah, that's why I'm going to rank both Venoms. Next is Viper, which I thought was Madam Hydra, which I'm going to guess it is still Madam Hydra, because she has the whip and everything. I kind of said that she has the whip and not Black Cat, but she doesn't really do anything with her whip anyway. So, Viper I'm going to give a D tier. She's not really that noticeable. She's just green everything and has a gun and a whip. So yeah, definitely just D tier. Next is Vulture. Love the collar that he gets, and I love his wings. And he has the gun, and he can shoot in the air, which is pretty cool. I'm going to give him a solid B tier. Solid B tier Vulture. You can't really get really better than that. You could get more design, though, which is kind of cool, but I think it's very solid. War Machine was supposed to be first. Iron Patriot. Wait your turn. Next is War Machine. Very solid War Machine. I could ask for a better side. His back gun is very classic. I actually do have this War Machine. This is the War Machine I do have with the back gun. I'm going to give him a solid B tier. Definitely a solid design. It's just a great Iron Man design, which is cool. Next is Iron Patriot, which I love the red, white, and blue. The change is very cool. I always wish I had this minifigure in a set, but it's definitely cool. It's kind of the same. I'm going to rank it a B tier as well. It's just the same. It's just War Machine with a different color pattern. And yeah, it doesn't really change anything for me. So yeah, definitely B tier. Both of them just get B tiers. Next is the Wasp. She has a very cool design. Love her wings. And she shrinks when she flies, which is kind of cool. But definitely cool design. Very classic Wasp design. I'm going to also give her a B along with Ant-Man. I think they're two peas in a pod. Two ants in a hive, as you could say. And it's very, very cool to see her in this before the movie came out. Next is Whiplash. I like the little, electricity whips that they gave him, and the back design is very cool. Other than that, you can't really do a lot with him except for shoot like lightning around. I'm also gonna give him a B tier just for, or I'm gonna give him a C tier. I'm gonna give him a C tier for the lightning whips because other than that, he's not really useful and he doesn't really have that best of a design. So yeah, definitely C tier. He's kind of just bland. Next is the wizard. I do really like the wizard's design, from just being from the comics and stuff. Very cool. Love the dome piece that they gave him. Very solid minifigure. Gonna give him a B. This is a very solid comic book design of the wizard. And okay, the next is we're now going to the DLC characters. So next we have the Super Pack, as I think is what they're called, which is where we get more comic book people from the comic books. And so yeah, we're gonna be starting off with the only one that gets a design change, which is Rick Jones into A-Bomb. Rick Jones never could tell me this is Rick Jones ever. It's just a regular minifigure. He's getting a D, but A-Bomb is what we came here to see. Love A-Bomb's design. His head for the minifig is awesome. I love the scaling pattern that they give on him. I'm going to give him an A tier. He's a solid big fig, and I wish that we had this big fig in real life. Love this A-Bomb minifigure. Honestly, couldn't get better for me. Next is Thanos. Very solid Thanos minifigure. He can shoot his little thing. This is before Infinity War, where before he had the Infinity Gauntlet. So they didn't give him an Infinity Gauntlet. It's just regular Thanos. Love his little cap that he has, because he used to have the cap. I wish they would have made his face better. His face kind of weirds me out. Other than that, it's a cool Thanos design with the shoulder pads and everything. I'm going to give him a B tier too. But yeah, still kind of a cool design in it. Wish they would have given him the Infinity Gauntlet, but you know, they won't give him that because he doesn't have it yet in the MCU, and he's just the comic version. So yeah, definitely a cool design. Next is Better Rebuild. Better Rebuild has a fucking fantastic design. Love the head print. Love the hammer print. Great design. I'm gonna give him an S tier. Great design. Very solid. So yeah, very solid Better Rebuild design. Next is Dark Phoenix. I do have Dark Phoenix minifigure. I have a custom one in real life, but she's basically just regular Phoenix, just with a different color palette. I'm gonna give her the same A tier. Because she's still sick in every way. She doesn't change just because she just has a different edge, except for they changed the green to red. Yeah, still cool though. Next is Falcon, comic book accurate Falcon with the red wings and the red and white suit. Very cool minifigure. I'm gonna give him a B tier. I think they could improve on this. I really like the red and white Falcon that came out in the poly bag in Lego minifigs, something like that maybe. And but the wings, the red wings, are also pretty cool. So yeah, solid B tier. Next is the classic Hawkeye. Love the blue and purple Hawkeye. Great suit. Love the suit. Love the mask of it. It's fantastic. This is getting a solid A tier. Love this Hawkeye design. I wish we would have got this Hawkeye design in the game, but I know you gotta do the MCU version. I wish they would have had him as an alternate version, though, that you can unlock in the game and not in the DLC, but great that we still have it. Anyway, next is Symbiote Spider-Man. Great, very great classic, very slender black with the Venom, fire symbol, and the black webbing is very cool. Very solid design. I'm gonna give him a B tier. Very average Spider-Man, very average rank. Next is Winter Soldier. They have him the metal arm, which is cool, and the mask and everything. He's kind of bland though. I will say that. He has the gun, which is still very cool. I'm gonna give him a C tier though. I think they could have done better. Could give him more of a design, but yeah, he's still pretty cool. Next, we're getting into the Thor: The Dark World pack, because this came out when Thor: The Dark World was coming out. So we have Curse in the Dark World. This big fig is amazing. He has a very great design. I love his body design. Love the spikes on him. Love the head space on him. I'm going to give him an A tier though. I don't like him as much as the classic counterpart, but it's definitely such a cool minifig. Or big fig, I should say. I wish I had him in real life, but just A tier because he's not as good as his classic counterpart. Next is Odin. Love this Odin minifigure. Love the staff that he has. Love the eye patch. Love the hair. Love the design on him. Very classic Odin design. Gonna give him a B. B tier, solid Odin. Yeah, I can't really get much better than that. Next is Malekith in the Dark World, and I actually like this Malekith design more. I do like, if you ask me regularly, I do like the comic book design of Malekith went outside of like this Lego game, but in this Lego game, I think they did the Malekith from the Thor the Dark World game so much better, and it feels like a definitely more detailed character, which is awesome. So yeah, I love this Malekith design. Gonna give him an A tier because he's a very sick design. And you definitely buy the Thor the Dark World pack, I feel like, for Malekith and for Curse. Maybe for Odin a little bit, but all the other ones are just kind of meh. So Jane Foster, you get her in her little like Asgardian wear. Nothing really special about her. I'm gonna give her a D tier because she's not really anything special. I'm not even gonna lie. Next is Sif. She doesn't even have a shield. I just kind of let down. Her design on her chest is pretty cool. Other than that, she's just a lady with a sword. I'm going to give her a D tier. D tier. I wish she had a shield. I can't really best the fact. And I'm not giving her anything above a C, so D. Volstagg is meh. I wish they would have made him fat. And wear purple. But this hairpiece is alright, and the design is okay. I wish they would have made him bigger with a belly or wear purple. The axe is okay too. I'm gonna give him a D tier as well. Hogun is better in my opinion. I like the Hogun outfit, I like the mace, I like the design, but I'm still gonna give him a D tier because the only reason I could tell it's Hogun is because of the weapon. Other than that, it's just meh. And lastly is Frandril, which I do like the Frandril design. I think they really nailed it. I love the chest piece, love the mustache. I think he's probably my favorite out of the Thor's friends. So I am going to give him a C tier because I think it's the best out of the bunch. But yeah, definitely in the 2 DLC packs, the Super Pack is better in my opinion because it gives you a lot of different variety. And the Thor the Dark World, I don't think it was their fault. That's the movie that was coming out at the time, so they wanted to do it with what movie was coming out. But the movie flopped, and I guess they didn't really choose very good people, but they didn't really have really good people to choose from in that movie. So I think they did best at what they could have done. So that is every character ranked, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of LEGO Marvel Superheroes, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.